Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing fantastically well. It's Connor. We're back here in the car. Yes, everyone. It's one of those mornings. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. Get your comments in the section below. Interaction, engagement is fantastic at this moment in time as Leeds United sit top of the league. Feels good, doesn't it? On the way to Derby. Listen, battle lines, I've not heard a peep from Jimmy. Not a peep. It's funny, isn't it? You know, when you're giving crack about Sheffield United being top of the league, and then you got to take it a little bit when Leeds are top, and I've not heard a peep, everybody. So we'll have to get battle lines going at some point, and let's hope Leeds stay top of the table, because I might have to eat some humble pie. But I hope you're all doing really well. I hope the festive period has been excellent for you all, and we're back here. We're going through January. We're going strong with all of your rumour mills, and let's start today, shall we? So I've heard CBS talk recently. Well, actually, it was a bit of a broadcast they were doing last night. It was publicised around about 12 hours ago, and they were talking about Brenden Aaronson, and they were talking about his outlook in the Premier League, if he's ever to get there with Leeds United, and where his position is right now. And one of the panellists, an American, was saying actually on there that he's not one of Leeds' star players. He was also saying that system-wise, he's good for Leeds in the Championship. And it did get me thinking. It got me thinking, I wonder why people, and by the way, Brenden Aaronson, 2 fantastic games, and let's hope for another one against Derby County. And I've said before, maybe he's going to put the thought in the manager's head right now of, well, do you need number 10? Because I'm here. You know, if Leeds have it in their thought process right now to be linked with Carvalho, McAtee, and to be acting on that, then that really puts Brenden Aaronson in a very tricky position, because if a number 10's coming in, that number 10 will want to play. That number 10 is not going to come to Leeds United. We have 3 loan spots available. Not going to come to Leeds United to be sat on the bench. They'll have looked, and they will know, by the way, agents will know. A lot of them share similar players as well, but agents will know about Connor Roberts. Agents will know about Jed Spence. Agents will know about Jaden Anthony. So it brings me all the way back to Brenden Aaronson's long-term projection here at Leeds United. Because I do hear the people in my comment section on social media, whatever, I hear people saying that they back Brenden Aaronson, they like Brenden Aaronson, they would rather Brenden Aaronson in that 10 as opposed to Nonto, Solomon, whoever. Even as a 3, as opposed to a midfield 3. They want Brenden Aaronson in that number 10. Brenden, as I've said right now, based on a meritocracy, is doing well in the last couple of games. Like it. Well done, Brenden. But then I pose the question, why are the same people wanting a number 10 in January? And this is what they were talking about on CBS, on the broadcast. They were saying his position is almost held by the system. And what I mean by that is the system is a very counter-press system with Daniel Farke. We all know that, and it aids Brenden Aaronson's play. It completely does. But would he have even been getting in if Rutter was here? No, we know that. He was playing on the left-hand side. And if Leeds do go in for a number 10, Brenden Aaronson's position in this Leeds United side is very, very interesting. And I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below what we do. Because if we do go in for a number 10, there's going to be no guarantees that this number 10 is going to be sitting on the bench, because they won't come to Leeds United to sit on the bench. This is the predicament we're in. So we have to convince them to come to Leeds United based on the premise that they'll be starting. So then what happens to Brenden Aaronson? Because a lot of people think he's absolutely, unequivocally someone who has to stay in this system because he's so important in that style of which Daniel Farke plays. Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, number 2 thing that we need to talk about today, everybody, is Fiorentina apparently entered the race for Illan Meslier. Now, Meslier, look, guys, I've told you, stock is high. I always say this. You look at the clean sheets. You look, if we can just market the clean sheets, ignore the save percentage, ignore the goals prevented, ignore all that stuff. Market the clean sheets and look at maybe a recent 2 clean sheets on the bounce going into January. Can we market him as a selling product? Let's do it. Let's do it. It's the number 1 most important position in this January window. I've mentioned this several times. A number 9 and number 10. Leeds get through this division without, I think Joseph will grow into the season. Peru is a finisher. I've mentioned this several times on the channel, but the rotation with those 2, hopefully we'll see Joseph get a few more minutes. But if we don't, Peru, even though he doesn't do the 8, 9 things out of 10, which I'd like him to do, he's a finisher, which helps. So I think we're okay up there. The number 10, I would like us to do something, but in the first campaign, we're top of the table, okay? We replicate that, and we're going to be okay. We're going to be beyond 90 points, way beyond 90 points. So we've got to look at that. Now, a lot of you guys will be saying, yeah, but Connor, Illan Meslier is in net. He's helped us get to this point stage as well. He has. But there are also multiple games of which we don't need to go through again, of which Leeds could be on a very, very, very juicy, very, very nice points total. Now, I still hark you back to that Sunderland game, which still haunts me, because what a win that would have been. But we can't live in the past. But goals prevented is still in the minus. The incremental improvement we've spoken about on corners and open play decisions, marginal gains. Illan Meslier is the marginal gain. You go and get a very, very good goalkeeper of the likes of Johansson, who I thought even against us the other day just showed the levels. I know he's in a terrible Stoke City side, but still, on the data analysis, Johansson's in the top 5 goalkeepers in this division. That is a perfect one. It was a 1 million steal. Cooper was a 2 million steal at Sheffield United. You've got to invest. There are goalkeepers out there that Leeds can go and do and get some really nice profit from whatever we do with Illan Meslier. Now, listen, guys, as I've just mentioned, it's probably the last window that Leeds United can get good money for him as well. Really, when you look at his contract, that's ending in 2026. But Fiorentina are the latest club in the race. Now, according to some reports this morning, Top Mercato are suggesting that Leeds United have put a bid in for a Lens centre-back called Kusakov, I believe is his name. Now, 16.5 million bid. I'm just going to absolutely kibosh this right now. Leeds are not paying 16.5 million quid. Listen, on the rumour mill, everybody, we talk about the top stories of this day, and this is what we've always done. Now, I am not even going to entertain this. There's no point. 16.5 million is just ridiculous. Leeds United not looking, unless we are going on a kamikaze sale of our centre-backs and then are invested in some foreign imports who are going to come in and unknown and sort of get into this Leeds United. It's a very weird conversation, but it's Jorge Mendes. We know he likes to trump up interest by marketing some of his players to the bigger clubs, so it's going to get on the news beat like it is doing now. Never going to happen. Leeds United not pay 16.5 million quid for a flipping centre-back. It's not happening. Now, Andrew Bamadelli, who we've mentioned at Nottingham Forest on loan, makes a lot more sense, especially if Max Verber is to leave the club. We're going to get onto Max Verber just now, actually. Now, Farke has admitted in his press conference the other day that there are a few more niggling, annoying news when it comes to injuries. Now, the big one is Max Verber. Now, I thought Max was going to be available for the game the other day, at least, potentially come on at some stage. Didn't happen. Derby County, he said this as Farke. He still feels a little pain in the knee and is a little bit sore. Farke explained following the Boxing Day win over Stoke, it's the knee where he had surgery and he had little reaction after a little bit of load in the last few weeks, as you can see on screen now. So, yeah. Not ideal. I would like to see Max Verber in and around it. There's a few people saying that this is a tactical ploy, so he doesn't play and get injured before a January move. I can entertain that. We know what football's like. However, I do think Max is seems like a genuine bloke and feels like it's an actual injury. So, yeah, keep an eye on that one. Okay, Dortmund have joined race for Leeds United target. Guys, it's James McAtee, and this one seems to have legs from the German side of it. We know they've got a history of getting English products in, young English products, developing them, and then, selling them on for a ridiculous amount of money. McAtee will probably go to Man United in 2 years' time if he does go out to Dortmund on a permanent for 78 million. But Dortmund are actually talking about a permanent signing as well. So keep an eye on that one, but that kind of scuppers any sort of move Leeds have. And it brings up the conversation again of what the Leeds do in this window. Because what we have to do is when we do get players in, or if we do go for players, they've got to be guaranteed minutes. Now, if they're not guaranteed minutes, they're going to have to be kids, right? They're going to have to be kids who come in on a certain understanding that you're not going to be playing games, whether or not that's, I've mentioned Joe Whitworth from Exeter. There's, Tickle as well at Wigan, the goalkeeper. So it's one of those where you're offering youngsters to step up. Now, if you're offering these youngsters to step up, they're okay with it. They're okay with being able to compete, especially when they're coming up from like a League One level. They're okay with it. They're making a step up in their journey. Or if a loan player of the Premier League standard has gone to a lower ebb club and then they want to be loaned out again, or their existing loan can be cancelled and they can be loaned out to an upper echelon team. I think that happened to Finn Azaz, but they did get him on a permanent when it comes to Middlesbrough. So loads of conversation to be had there. But how Leeds go about this is going to be really difficult. This is why I don't think we'll do anything in the window. I don't think it'll happen unless we see Max Verber go. I think Max Verber will be, this is what I'm saying, bookmark this. I think probably Max Verber, Andrew Bamadelli will be the exchange that Leeds will go for this January. I don't think anything else is going to happen, to be honest with you, because I think it's going to be very difficult for Leeds to convince Premier League loanees, which I think is where they'll be looking at, to come to Leeds United. I think it'll be really, really tough. So, Also, everybody, the PGMOL have obviously called some games off the other day with the fog. Now, it was absolutely ridiculous getting any sort of visualization on the game the other day. It was really, really tough. But there are going to be more calls for abandoned games on the 29th, and apparently this is something that the PGMOL are well aware of, and this could happen again. This country is seemingly not dealing with fog that well during this period, so apparently there are going to be more games that are going to be called off, and Leeds are naturally going to be at risk of that, you know, being in and around the northern part of the country. So yeah, keep an eye on that one. Let's hope it's not called off, but yeah, it looks like there is going to be several games, according to Keith Hackett, who's given his opinion on Leeds United's Newsbeat this morning, that there are going to be a lot of games called off on the 29th. So keep that in mind. Right, that's been it from me. Everybody, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Head on over to the Patreon, some bonus bits, which we will be uploading this week. It's been the Christmas period. It's been very, very hectic. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for your ongoing support. Really appreciate it. We're nearly about to hit 41,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for all your support, as always. It's been an absolute pleasure, everybody. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.